Navigating the stacks. Why classification matters. For aspiring librarians, understanding library classification systems is key. These systems are the backbone of libraries. They bring order to vast collections. Imagine a library without a map. It would be impossible to find the book you need. Classification systems are that map. They guide us through the labyrinth of knowledge. They connect us with the information we seek. Mastering these systems is essential for efficient library management and effective user services. Library classification systems are not just about arranging books on shelves. They provide a framework for organizing knowledge itself. By understanding the underlying logic of these systems, librarians can make informed decisions about cataloging, collection development, and information retrieval. This ensures that library users can easily find the materials they need. It also allows libraries to build well-rounded collections that reflect the diversity of human knowledge. Two systems emerge from Melville to the Library of Congress. The two most widely used classification systems, the Dewey Decimal System, DDC, and the Library of Congress Classification, LCC, emerged from distinct contexts. Understanding their origins sheds light on their different approaches to organizing knowledge. Melville Dewey, a man of order and efficiency, created the DDC in the late 19th century. Dewey, driven by a vision of accessible education, aimed to create a system that was simple, flexible, and adaptable to libraries of all sizes. The DDC, first published in 1876, reflects the structure of knowledge prevalent in Dewey's time. It divides knowledge into 10 main classes, from philosophy and religion to history and geography. Each class is then subdivided into more specific categories. Dewey's system, with its decimal notation, allowed for infinite expansion and modification. This made it a popular choice for public libraries worldwide. The Library of Congress classification, on the other hand, was developed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This system was specifically designed for the vast and growing collection of the Library of Congress. Unlike the DDC, which aimed for universality, the LCC was shaped by the specific needs of the Library of Congress. Its structure reflects the strengths and biases of the collection itself. The LCC utilizes a combination of letters and numbers to create a more flexible and expansive system. It has 21 main classes, each devoted to a broad subject area. These classes are further divided into subclasses and sub-subclasses. The LCC's use of a mixed notation system allows for greater specificity and flexibility. This makes it well suited for large, research-oriented libraries with extensive collections. Both the DDC and LCC have undergone numerous revisions and expansions since their inception. However, their core principles remain influential in the world of library science. Organizing knowledge, subject classification, and its logic. Both the DDC and the LCC are systems of knowledge organization. They categorize books and other library materials based on their subject matter. However, their approaches to subject classification differ significantly. The DDC, based on a hierarchical structure, divides knowledge into 10 main classes. These classes are then subdivided into more specific categories, creating a tree-like structure of knowledge. This hierarchical approach makes it easy to understand the relationships between different subject areas. For example, in the DDC, the number 500 represents natural sciences. This class is then divided into more specific subjects. 530 represents physics, 540 chemistry, and so on. This hierarchical structure allows users to easily navigate from broader to narrower subjects. This makes it a suitable choice for public libraries where users may not have prior knowledge of specific classification systems. The LCC, while also employing a hierarchical structure, offers greater flexibility. It uses a combination of letters and numbers to create a more faceted system. Each main class is represented by a letter of the alphabet. Subclasses are indicated by a second letter, and sub-subclasses by a combination of letters and numbers. This alphanumeric notation allows for greater specificity and flexibility. It also allows the LCC to accommodate a wider range of subjects. For instance, in the LCC, the letter Q represents science. Within Q, QA represents mathematics, QB astronomy, QC physics, and so on. This system allows for a more nuanced and detailed classification of knowledge. It also reflects the complexities of academic disciplines. The LCC's flexibility makes it well suited for large research libraries with diverse and specialized collections. Both systems, however, rely on the expertise of librarians to apply these classification schemes consistently and accurately. Section 4. Beyond the call number, deciphering cutter numbers. A call number is basically a book's address on the library shelf. It guides you to the exact location of a specific item. While the DDC or LCC provides the first part of the call number, indicating the subject of the book, a second part, known as the cutter number, adds further specificity. The cutter number, named after Charles Ammi Cutter, a 19th century librarian, helps to distinguish between books within the same subject classification. Cutter numbers typically consist of a combination of letters and numbers. They are assigned based on the author's last name or the title of the book. Imagine you're looking for a book on astrophysics, a popular subject in both the DDC and LCC. Both systems would assign the same broad classification number to all books on this topic. This is where the cutter number comes in. It differentiates between books written by different authors on the same subject. For example, a book on astrophysics by Stephen Hawking might have the cutter number H39. Another book on the same subject by Carl Sagan might have the cutter number S14. These cutter numbers, placed after the main classification number, create a unique call number for each book. This ensures that books on the same subject are shelved together. It also allows for alphabetical arrangement by author within that subject. Cutter numbers are essential for maintaining order and findability within library collections. They prevent books on the same subject from being randomly scattered on shelves. They enable library users to easily locate specific books within their areas of interest. Understanding how cutter numbers work is crucial for both library staff and users. It ensures the efficient retrieval of materials and enhances the overall user experience. Section 5. Evolving systems, addressing bias and embracing change. Library classification systems, like all human-made systems, are not without their limitations and biases. The DDC and LCC, developed in the 19th and early 20th centuries, reflect the perspectives and priorities of their time. Over the years, librarians and information professionals have recognized the need to address these biases and make these systems more inclusive and representative of diverse voices and perspectives. One of the main criticisms leveled against both systems is their Western-centric worldview. The DDC, for instance, initially devoted limited space to non-Western religions, philosophies and cultures. Similarly, the LCC's classification of history and literature often prioritized Western perspectives. Recognizing these biases, both systems have undergone revisions to expand sections on non-Western subjects. They have also sought to incorporate more diverse perspectives into their classification schemes. Another area where bias has been evident is in the classification of LGBTQ+ materials. In earlier editions of both the DDC and LCC, materials on LGBTQ+ themes were often relegated to sections on psychology or social deviance. This reflected the prevailing social attitudes of the time. However, as societal views evolved, so too did these classification systems. They now offer more neutral and respectful language and subject headings for LGBTQ+ materials. The evolution of library classification systems is an ongoing process. As new areas of knowledge emerge and societal understanding of the world changes, so too must the systems that organize information. Librarians and information professionals are constantly working to make these systems more inclusive, representative and responsive to the needs of diverse communities. The goal is to ensure that library collections reflect the richness and complexity of human knowledge and experience. Section 6. The enduring significance of classification systems. In the digital age, where information is readily available online, some might question the continued relevance of library classification systems. However, these systems remain as crucial as ever for organizing, accessing, and preserving human knowledge. While search engines and online databases have made it easier to find information, library classification systems provide a framework for understanding and navigating the vast landscape of knowledge. The DDC and LCC, with their long histories and ongoing revisions, offer a way to connect users with materials that go beyond simple keyword searches. They provide context, showing the relationships between different subject areas and highlighting the breadth and depth of human knowledge. These systems are essential for ensuring that libraries remain vital spaces for learning and discovery. Moreover, library classification systems play a critical role in preserving cultural heritage. By organizing and cataloging materials from different cultures and time periods, these systems help to ensure that diverse voices and perspectives are represented and accessible to future generations. In an increasingly digital world, libraries serve as guardians of physical collections. Classification systems are essential tools for preserving these collections and making them available to researchers and the public. Library classification systems, while seemingly complex at first glance, are powerful tools that underpin the organization and accessibility of information. For library students, understanding these systems is not just about memorizing codes, it's about grasping the fundamental principles of knowledge organization. It's about developing the skills necessary to connect users with the information they need. As libraries continue to evolve in the digital age, the ability to understand and utilize classification systems will remain an essential skill for librarians and information professionals.